What's up, guys? It's Chad with Living the Van Life up here in Washington. In the last couple weeks, I've done videos about stealth camping in an urban situation. I've done videos about off-road preparedness when it comes to living in your van. One of my other favorite subjects to talk about on my van channel is cold weather survival when it comes to living in your van. Now, this seems to be a pretty popular subject in and around YouTube. I see a ton of people talking about what it takes to live in their van, how they've prepared themselves to live in their van, how they've prepared their van to be comfortable in cold winter situations. However, one thing that I've noticed is that there seems to be a gap in content with people that are actually going out and doing it, putting themselves in real life situations while making a video about cold weather survival. I've been keeping an eye on the weather. Just so happens that there's a winter storm warning up in the North Cascades, and we're going to take the van, we're going to go up to Mount Baker ski area, and we're going to get pitted in some snow. Anybody can urban stealth camp. Anybody can camp in their van in the summertime. Getting up into the mountains, getting into some snow, pushing the limits. To me, that's what makes it adventurous. Heading up into these types of situations where you're far away from any sort of fuel source or anything like that, especially when there's a winter storm warning, I always like to go in prepared. That means stopping and making sure that the van is full of gas. Even if you got enough fuel to get yourself there and get yourself back, you never know what kind of conditions you're going to get into. If you get in a situation where you're stuck, you take extra time running your vehicle, top off your fuel anytime you're headed into any sort of extreme or backcountry conditions. Always make sure you got enough fuel. Stocked up on food. We're going to throw some food on a skillet, sit back, sip some whiskey, and just enjoy living the van life. Heck, even if it's at 5,000 feet with snow falling all around and it's cold, it's all part of the adventure. That's what we're gonna do. So we're just a bit into the climb here, headed up towards the Mount Baker ski area. I'm gonna guess we're probably about 3,000, maybe 3,500 feet in elevation, and just starting to see the first signs of snow. As you guys can see, the road is now thoroughly white. The snow is continuing to fall. Right now, I'd say there's probably 3 or 4 inches on the ground. Nothing major right now. The roads are definitely slick. Those all-terrain tires are definitely coming into action right now. That's why I like having my vehicle outfitted with stuff like that, where it just gives you the confidence that you need to come into situations like this, where you're not worried about what's going to go wrong. I mean, yeah, you got to be smart about it, but at least you know your vehicle's capable, and it gets you up into these situations so you can enjoy stuff like this. Made it up here to the top, up here at the upper parking lot of the Mount Baker ski area. The snow is coming down hard. I'm not sure what the temperature is, obviously below freezing. The snow is pretty wet though, which leads me to believe that it's cold but not too cold. And the snow is definitely coming down. Right now I'm gonna do a little setting up camp, get the heater going, kind of get things sorted inside the van. Let's jump inside and see what's going on inside there. One of the things that I love most about my Westfalia is the fact that it has a pop top on it. Being able to pop the top up, be able to stand up, When you've got extra equipment with you, you can store it upstairs, get it out of your way, and just make van life a little bit easier. And when you're out in the wilderness, you have the freedom to be able to do that. A lot of people leave feedback about the fact that I could actually hold more heat in if I kept my top down, which yes, I can certainly see that. I do not have the fancy window insulation covers, which a lot of other van lifers do out there. I highly recommend it. It's just not something that I've gone to myself. Windows do not provide any insulation hardly at all. So with my top pop or my top down, it's not going to make very much of a difference. And therefore, the level of comfort that having the top pop actually provides far outweighs the 1 or 2 degrees that I may save on heat in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop the top and enjoy this thing. Just like that, extra standing room inside a Volkswagen Vanagon. That's what I love about these things. Even up here where the extra bed is, if you've got extra essentials with you, you can store them up here. Makes for a great storage spot. But yeah, if you're getting dressed in the mornings, if you're cooking, my stovetop's right under here, so I can stand here, be able to stand up, cook, just kind of have the comforts at home. This canvas is not waterproof. It's not any sort of weatherproof or anything like that. However, it does provide good shelter from the outside elements. If I was in pouring, blowing, driving rain where that wind was blowing the rain right against it, I might be a little bit concerned about it, but in a light snow like what's going on outside, it'll be just fine. It'll provide a great shelter in here overnight, and you just be able to have some of the comforts of home and being able to stand up in the extra space. And of course, there's the Mr. Heater. This thing's been a freaking absolute lifesaver when it comes to living in a van during the winter time. I know, before you guys go jump in my case about these Mr. Heaters, you definitely got to make sure you've got plenty of oxygen, make sure you've got plenty of ventilation, and it's also wise to get yourself a carbon monoxide detector in your van if you're going to be using these. Most of all, just use common sense. I've been doing it for, well gosh, since 2011, and this thing's never given me any problems. So just be smart about it, and everything will work just fine. Also, one other note when it comes to using the Mr. Heater, I do not sleep with the heater on throughout the night. Mostly I'm worried about a blanket or something falling on top of it and it catching on fire. So, I don't recommend sleeping with the heater on all through the night. Not only are we cold weather camping, we're actually cooking in a cold weather environment in a van. In the past, I've had really great response from you guys anytime that I've cooked a meal here in the van. This time we're going to do it at 5,000 feet elevation with snow falling all around us here in a wintertime scenario. If you guys want to see that full entire cooking episode, check out the link right above here. Tonight my ingredients are going to be boneless, skinless chicken thighs, 2 cloves of garlic, 1 zucchini squash, green beans, a Mayan sweet onion, and a handful of mushrooms mixed together with the sesame oil. On top of that, I'm going to go with some Montreal steak seasoning. I'm going to stir fry it up in a skillet over the Westfalia stove. This is the great thing about the Volkswagen Westfalia. Here we've got a 2-burner stove that's going to be excellent for cooking the meal that we're wanting to prep right here. Garlic gets your good flavor bed going in there. Meat is the most important to cook, so put that in next. That way it's soaking up the flavor of that garlic. And then onions are going to go ahead and simmer in amongst that. Green beans going to be the next hardest thing, and the zucchini squash. Like I said, I just like to keep it basic. This is what it's all about. Being able to drive your home on wheels from sea level up into the mountains where it's snowing, and be able to have the shelter, prep the meal, and just enjoy a good time of being in someplace different. Having the freedom of being able to do whatever you want. Skillet has turned out really good. Looks delicious. Van life, up in the snow, winter camping at its finest. The Mr. Buddy, just keeping up nicely, right here in the van life. And if we swing the door open, snow is coming down like crazy out here. It's so hard to tell how much we've actually had. You can see here, there's no tracks of the van actually arriving here in this situation. Looks like about 25 degrees Fahrenheit, about a -4 degrees Celsius, sitting here on the front bumper of the Westfalia. Inside the van, it's about 60 degrees. The top is popped on the old Volkswagen Westfalia, the comforts of home while the snow falls outside. I'm gonna kick back, listen to some music, and just enjoy van life for a little bit. I'll catch you guys in a bit. I was just sitting here inside my van, thinking about the snow that's falling outside, and it got me thinking about the fact that I think my most favorite aspect of living in a van is the fact that it's a home on wheels. And yeah, I mean, we've all got wheels as some sort of mode of transportation, but what happens when your wheels become home? Think of the possibilities that brings, and the fact that you can turn the key, you can drive way the heck up here to the mountains, into the snow, but yet you've got all of the comforts of home right here in this vehicle. I mean, it's below freezing outside, the snow's coming down, it's piling up, and inside here I've got the heater going. It's like having a fireplace. The toes kicked out in front of the fire there, and so the toes are nice and cozy. I've got light, I've got whiskey, I've got candles going, and life is good. That's what it's all about. It's so freeing. And for those of you that have been living in your van, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Good morning, guys. It is the following day up here in this snow camping adventure, and survived the night. My weather app on my phone, it says it's -1 degrees Celsius, which would be what, about 30 degrees Fahrenheit, I think. Inside the van says 32 degrees currently. Like I said, I do not sleep with the Mr. Heater on throughout the night, so it gets as cold as it gets. That's why we've got the nice cozy bedding to rely on for keeping cozy throughout the night, and it worked great. Let's go see what's going on outside. I know the snowplow's been out plowing around the other side of the parking lot, so we'll see what the conditions look like on the outside there. That looks like it's about 28 degrees, not too bad. It's great having the top up in the van again. Not too worried about the little bit of temperature loss that I lost out of there. Having the pop top, it's not that bad at all. Like I said, if it was driving rain or anything like that, I'd be a little bit more cautious. But otherwise, if you're in a situation where you can pop the top and have that extra room, then heck, might as well do it. You know, the van, it's comfortable, the bedding's comfortable, it makes for a great shelter. But anyways, I hope you guys find this information useful. It sure has helped me over the years to be able to become comfortable with camping in these sort of environments. So whether you're actually living and surviving in your van, or you're just going out and adventuring in your van, you don't want to let any sort of inclement weather come between you and an adventure. So if you've already subscribed to the channel, thank you so much for following along. If you're new to the channel, push the subscribe button. Come on aboard for more adventures like this. If you like this video, please do me a favor and hit that like button. Guys, peace out and keep on trucking.